Hey guys, hey, good evening, good evening. Welcome again to another version of Impact. We are at Monday, the 18th of October. I am very excited to do this program tonight. As you can hear my voice, last night we had a ball with my guest brother, and tonight we're back here to have another party, and hopefully it will turn into a ball. Um, as
Hopefully.
you as you guys come in, just go ahead and interact in the chat. Say where you're joining us from and who you are, and so we can see who and where you're joining from. If you're joining us on YouTube, you could do the same. I already see 11 people here on already, 14 now. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit until more people get in the house before we start officially. Andre, welcome.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm happy to be here.
Okay, did you have a great day? Or you had
Well,
butterflies thinking about coming on?
a lot of that and talking over the interview that have gone so well, getting a lot of
Okay,
comment on it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, yes. So let's wait a bit until more people get in here. But while we are at it, what were the high points of your brother's interview that you liked?
Oh, talking about the old days in Kilmarnock and talking about school days because we have gone to the same school and so I could
Okay,
resonate with that.
okay, got you, got you. All right. So let me fix my thingy here and get myself. I don't like this view because when it goes onto YouTube, it becomes a smaller view. All right. Yeah. So you liked what you heard. What are the things that people are calling you to say to you?
Well, congratulations on a great interview and that you're doing a fine job by in the diaspora by linking
Yeah.
up to
Thank
the
you.
youths and
Thank you.
highlighting their struggles or their successes. And
Uh
that's
huh.
a very good thing coming from our local um, fellow
Community
citizen
people.
in our
Mhm.
community people. So that's a very good thing, and I admire that about you. And I want the
Thank you.
Lord to bless you and your business and its endeavor, and that you be
Thank
very
you.
successful.
Thank you very much. Guys
Yeah,
that you come in, just remember to like or love the page. Just give us a thumbs up, and then go ahead and write something in the chat so we know you're here. I'm seeing Monica Jones. She's watching from the Bronx. Alison Gale is watching from Newmarket, and Carolyn says good night, and Phil G. A. Gardner says, watching from Canada. I love the show. Stephanie Webley Campbell, friends of the brothers, so proud of you and your brother. Keep up the good work. All right, so what were they saying about your brother? Because hearing him talk about his lifestyle and how it impacted his life and so on. Did anybody bring that up when they were talking to you today?
yeah. Some say they didn't know that he was so promiscuous, but he's highlighting it. So well, he's putting it out there. So well, he have been changed. So I
Yeah.
guess he can talk about the old scars that now that he's healed.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
wonderful. That's so wonderful. Confession is good for the soul, and it just
very good, very good.
it serves as a great example to the young people who are watching to think that being a gallus is the best thing.
No,
It shows them that somebody who has been down that road is saying to you, "Hey, pay attention to your work, pay
that's
attention to
true.
your school. It's always time to go out and do all of those things. Or you can still have a girlfriend, but you don't have to be having 15 and 20."
No, no,
Uh,
no.
so yeah, that's great. So I'm seeing 26 people on right now. Guys, remember last night I mentioned that Andre's interview is the last that I'm going to be streaming like this via Facebook. I'm going to be streaming to the next interview I do via via YouTube. So it it is a good idea to make sure that you get on YouTube and follow and subscribe, right? So to get
That's
to
true.
follow, you have to do the thing with the bell and tell it how often you want to be updated, or how often you want to get notified, right? But you have to follow too, so that when we're on, you will know. Keisha Cooper says, "Love you, Mr. Lawrence. So proud of you
Yeah.
both." Mike Green says, "Good night from New York City." Name Babu from Newmarket. All right, Mike Green, you're Babu. Um, Big up my students, says Monica Jones. Yuan Porter says, "Bless up peeps." Nisha Stone says, "Blessed by brother." All right, and I see some people joining on YouTube as well. So go ahead and share, guys. Remember, that's how we're going to get more people in the house when you share, so that we could spread the good news around about these young men, two brothers. One was here last night, the other is here tonight. So to know one is to know both, because I understand they do everything together. What's up with that?
Well, it because we are from one mother and one father, we were born very close. We were just
Uh-huh.
like 2 years apart. So I guess some things that my brother have chain that my brother have set have pattern them. So we grow close like
Okay,
this. So
okay. But it seems to me that you guys are closer than regular brothers. I heard that you got
yes,
married
yes,
at
yes,
the same time, all of these good stuff together. Did both of you going
yes.
to church at the same time too?
A lot of things the same time. Do a lot of stuff the same time. So we have done a lot of things together. So it kind of bond us from we were small
Yeah.
growing up. Yeah.
So you went into business together. You didn't go to the same high school, right?
Yes, same high school because when he passed for that school, I wanted to be there also. So
Oh, you did it
yeah,
for
man.
practically everything together growing up.
Yeah, practically everything together. And we started business at a very young age. We
Did
started.
you did you did you marry two sisters?
No, not two sisters. We have dated two sisters, but we have not married two sisters.
That's very interesting. And 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 it's weird that both of you were able to bring your relationship to a point that the two of you could be ready at the same time, so you could get married at
Well,
the same time.
it's something that maybe God have put together so that He can
Yeah.
save us both at the same time.
That's very interesting. And the two women were going to the same church or something?
Yeah, practically they went to church with our mom because our mom tried to keep them close together and tried to teach them the values that surround good relationship, and that's admirable by my mother.
Oh,
So
okay.
they went to the same church, then they converted to our church when about marriage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wonderful. I'm really happy that you guys found the love and the connection and the bond that you could keep throughout your life in every
that's
aspect, every important aspect of your life. You could keep that bond alive. That's admirable.
yeah.
Who else is
Thank
here?
you.
Monique Lawrence is here. Tamika Nemhard is here. Sandra Wilson, Natasha Salmon, Erica Lovell Jones is also here. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Your early beginnings. For those who don't know, your parents are who?
Doral and Sharon Lawrence from Doral is from Prospect. Sharon is from
Okay.
the cool place of Newmarket in Kilmarnock here in the Painstone area there.
Okay,
So
right. And Doral is a district constable at Newmarket. Is he still there? A
yeah,
district
no,
constable?
today yeah, he's a district council, but he's working at the head office as the second vice president. And today he got an award. I want to say congratulations to him on his meritorial award and his
Oh,
hard work.
really?
Yes,
What what
today he got
what
the
was the
Governor
award?
General.
That's
Today
nice.
on Heroes Day, yeah, the Governor General's award, and I'm very proud of him for
What
his
was the
hard work
award
and
for?
dedication.
Hard
And
work?
hard work.
What was okay.
Yeah.
So you said he's at the head office. Where is head office?
Yes. It's on King Street, I think.
Oh, so he no longer works at Newmarket.
No, no, he will do a little assistant there, but I think he works directly at the head office because
Oh, so he's what
he's the
now?
vice president there.
Okay, okay, that's lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
That's very lovely. So he's still a what do you call that now? District constable,
Yes, yes, miss. But
but
he's
he rose in the ranks.
yeah, he's up there. He's administrating. I think he's in the administrative office where he
Oh,
works
how
for.
nice! You
Yes,
gotta
yes.
bring Doral here. Let's talk to him.
Yeah, well, sure, sure. I think a lot of people would like to see him and hear his story. I
Yeah,
think you
yeah, it's a
should do
long
that, man,
time.
because it seems like you're familiar with him very well.
Yes, yes. Doral was very much a part of our life when we were growing up. You know.
Yeah, well, he's a new market man. I think he loves
Mhm.
new market more than anywhere
Yeah.
else. And, yeah.
Okay. Nice. So congratulations, Doral. Hopefully we'll see you on here soon to talk about your lovely kids and your own experience growing up around Newmarket and working around Newmarket. Um, Monique Lawrence says, "Love your father. Congratulations to your dad." Doral says, Jackie Collins. Andre Dyer says, "Andre watching from Delaware. Welcome, Andre." Jackie Collins says, "Good night." Carol Evans Swaby. "Hi, Evadne. Good night." Hey, Carol. How is it in Cayman over there? Someone Damien Dickens says, "Greetings, brother. Excellent for you, brother, to share your vast knowledge on farming and other issues. Peace and blessing." He joined us from YouTube. So that's wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Monique Lawrence and every Tamika Nemard, everybody who is here. Thank you guys so much. I'm seeing 45 people. I'm just going to dive into this, but you guys, you need to share. And if you shared one time, you could share again, a little bit later so that somebody who missed your previous post might catch it the second time around so that we can have more people joining us. Also, invite those who are not on Facebook to join us via the link. The links is in this broadcast in the top section of it. I put all the links in there for the page and for YouTube. All right, so Andre, so your parents were the Lawrences, Sharon and Dora. Um, sorry, were you part of an extended family
Yeah,
or
we, we
just your parents?
yeah, we grew up in a nuclear family for most of our life, but in the early age at Kilmarnock, we were living with our grandparents, so that was an
Mm-mm.
extensive family with our aunt.
How Okay. How did that impact your life from the early stage?
Well, it was very fun going in kept there in Newmarket with our grandfather going to the farm, getting the
Who was your
cane.
grandfather? Who was your
It was
grandfather?
Sam Collins. It was Samuel Collins.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were the values that they instilled in you at that early age?
Well, it's hard work and learn to be polite when you see people. You say morning, good evening, please,
Mhm.
and thanks, and all those stuff was instilled in us. And we could
Mhm.
not breach those law to guide us in our later life also. So
Mhm.
we have to
Mhm.
be very manageable because it was a
Mhm.
strict family also that we are from. So
Okay.
those were the value that we have from our early time
Mhm.
and enjoying up there, going to the farm with our grandfather, getting the cane in the early morning and he milking the cows and all those stuff. And so it was hard work from
So
an early age.
so that means your appreciation for farming really came from your grandparents.
Yes, yes, on both sides, from my
Oh,
father and my mother.
that's wonderful. That's
Yes.
wonderful. All right. So what's the best memory you have of those early days, sort of with your grandparents? What stands out in your mind the most?
As we always talk about our grandfather, he used to beat peanut. He used to plant a little peanut. You know that peanut is not predominant in that Newmarket area, but sometimes
Mm.
a farmer catch a little catch crop and he would beat it and he use some
Yeah,
sugar and all those stuff and
my
he would
family used to
save it.
plant peanuts. Doral is in
Okay.
the house. He's on YouTube. He says, "Hello, my son." Yeah. So peanuts are not they're not grown really regularly, but I used to see my
Yeah.
brother plant peanuts.
Yes, yes.
Um, so you were telling me about the memories.
Yeah, so the memories there was it was excellent and rewarding in the fact that he used to wake up sometime early and try to sneak out of our mother's room and get to our grandfather before he leave for bush in the morning and get some of that coffee tea. It was homegrown and was beaten his Martha, so it have an authentic taste with a little salt in it. So it was something that I always want to taste again. So it
Yeah.
was so rewarding in the morning. So
So
that was
that
a
means
fun memory.
you were one of those kids who used to like to drink whatever is left, the little that they would leave in the cup for you,
Exactly. A little
or
Jane there, a little
yeah,
Jane.
or eat the
Yeah.
little bit that they leave on the plate for you. I remember
Yeah,
when I was
that's it.
small, older people
Yeah.
used to do that. Their favorite kids or grandkids or whatever, they'd
Yeah,
leave
yeah.
a little on the plate every day for them. Or if they're drinking something, they would drink and leave some in there for you. They would just never finish it and not give some
That's
to
true. That's true.
that
That's true.
child. And
That's
that
true. That's true.
endeared you, really endeared you to your grandparents.
Yeah, yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I
It was
remember.
a good nostalgic thing.
Yeah, I remember my grandmother, Mama Lou, my great grandmother. She used to like she would take a dumpling and cut it up in a whole lot of little pieces and give it to each one of those grandchildren hanging around.
That's
Um,
true.
yeah, and sometimes with a little piece of meat, and just that little piece of dumpling. She probably didn't want the dumpling
And
herself.
those
So she just,
those dumplings used to taste very good too.
yeah, I know what that feels like.
Yeah,
The grandfather, Papa, that's the original Jones butcher. He was the original butcher.
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember he used to call my older sister every time he drinks his coffee, just like you're talking there.
yeah, yeah,
He wouldn't give it to us. He would not give us what's left in the cup, in the mug
yeah,
or whatever. He would call her and give it to her. Swaby, Swaby. He'd call her Swaby,
yeah,
and he would give her the remaining of the coffee as he loved her. Yeah, so
yeah.
those are nice memories, nice cushy
Yes, those
little
are
memories.
yeah,
And their
looks
coffee, that coffee tasted so good, eh?
very good because I don't know why it tastes so
Because
good.
it was homegrown and it
Yeah,
wasn't. It's not like it was old. It was fresh. The
yeah, it
brother
was
spoke
fresh.
last night about everything we get at there is really fresh
Yeah,
food.
that's true. That's true. That's
So
true.
the coffee was picked right there. They were organically grown because we weren't
Yeah, that's true.
fertilizing them and doing all these fancy things.
Yes, yes.
And they grown them into powder and would serve it up right there. So it's fresh, 100% organic. It must taste good and
Yeah,
smell
that's
good.
true. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Fresh
yeah,
and nice, homegrown.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So basic school. What was basic school like for you?
Well, it was fun also because we used to have to walk up there from our home, and when we reach in the morning, it was always school, and at the heights of the hill, it's always school, and when we go to school, we would meet children from all other place, play a little while before the bell
Hmm.
ring. So
Okay.
basic school was fun and
Teachers.
rewarding.
What's memories of your teachers in basic school?
Well, we have Miss Muriel there and Miss Daphne. Miss Muriel, I was one of Miss Muriel's favorite because I was there from a young age because my mother said she had to send me off because my brother, we started our bond from we were very small. So he went because he's older than I am.
Hmm.
And then I cried to follow him at school. So they sent me from an early age. So I think Miss Muriel have a lot to do with my growing up during the days. So we kind of have that bond. So I learned
Hmm.
very fast at that stage. And she used to always reward me with stuff and a little sweetie or a little ice mint and keep me
Okay.
close. Me. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That
it was
sounds great.
always
That
fun.
sounds great. All right. So Jacqueline said that she knows your grandfather. He was a nice man. And I think I just let the puss out of the bag here. Carol Evans Swaby said, Mama Lou was your grandmother. I knew her. Yeah. I'm from the Jones tribe in Carr. Mama
Yeah.
Lou and Papa Jones. All the Joneses in Carr are my family. Um, yeah. So you did what you're supposed to do and teach. You're a teacher's pet, obviously, both of you.
Yeah.
I can see. And you went on to school at the all age school at
Yes,
Kilmarnock.
Kilmarnock.
How long were you there
Uh,
for?
I was there for 2 years. After my parents got married, they moved out and they're in their matrimonial home. So we have
Mhm.
to move to them, and we went to Whitehall to live. So from there, we would left to go to Gideon.
Okay. Okay. And what was
I
the
was
Giddy Hall
also a
like?
transferee from Kilmarnock to
Yeah.
Gideon.
So your recollection of Kilmarnock also was good.
Very good, man. As my brother was telling you last night, we always get gift for coming first. So it
Yeah.
always pushes us to work hard. And Kilmarnock was very nice in terms of when you go there. There was some game that you don't get in Giddy Hall that you would get in Kilmarnock.
Mhm.
Kilmarnock, you would play ring game a lot because we have limited yard space to run around prior to Giddy
Mhm.
Hall. So we'd
Mhm.
play the ring game a lot there, and also marble. Marble would be one of the biggest sport. And
Mhm.
so it's the only school is Kilmarnock that I see boys gamble marble because
Gamble,
those
real
guys from
gamble for
Rentland,
money.
yeah, they would do it for money, and it was very hard. So we become a very skilled marble player because that is one of the skill that Kilmarnock teach. It was very, very tricky to lick the money out of the ring. So you have
When
to
your
learn to
money
fire
on the
very
line,
powerful.
when your
Yeah.
money is on the line, you have to get skillful.
Yes, they have become very skillful. So when we went to Giddy Hall with that kind of skill and they play for marble, we always
Okay.
win them because they
Uh.
didn't have that skill as much as
Uh.
we had because our money was on the line. So it was there that
You
you learn to
practice.
be very tough in Kilmarnock
Practice.
there.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's interesting. Someone is here calling herself the Mowat family. Proud of you, Mr. Lawrence, she said. Sandra Wilson Dixon said, yes, I can tell you when to Muriel, very intelligent. Tetla Collins, watching from Florida, West Palm Beach. Congratulations, proud of you, young man. Jacqueline Collins says, oh yeah, I had that up already. That she knew your grandfather. Fletcher, Julian, proud of you. So everybody on here is saying that they're proud of you. And Marie Burrell is here also. Guys, as you join, please go ahead and share so we can bring more people in here. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel while you do so, because we're not going to be live streaming the interviews anymore from Facebook. We are going to live stream them from YouTube. So you won't be able to, you will see them because I'll paste the link after, but you won't be able to interact the way you are right now and I read it out. It would be like after the fact. All right. So tell me, when you went to school up there at Giddy Hall, was it like a shock for you too? Were you on top of your class and then go there and realize you weren't as bright as you thought?
Something like that. It was not that it was that shocking, but it was overwhelming in the fact that it was a larger school in terms of population. And
Mhm.
I guess there was a lot more competition in the classroom, and you were coming from somewhere that you were recognized, and then
Mhm.
a lot of people knew our father, but in terms of children, you have to get along and
Mhm.
get with the game. But as soon as we
Mhm.
get with the game, we started to be that person that we used to be at the old Kilmarnock school.
Okay. So
So,
were you gallus like your brother, or you were more stable?
well, I would be semi, so I would pattern his style a little, but I was always on almost a semi-conscious. I want to do it, put foot over there a little, but not much.
Oh, so you weren't totally into it. You
Not
were
totally, but I was there, but I like to sweep it a little bit under the carpet, not a little loud, you
okay.
know.
So you weren't the girl them sugar, just him.
Some of it. He was it, you know.
All right. So he was the girl them sugar. You
Yeah,
supported. You supported and
yeah,
you do your
yeah.
little thing under the quiet.
Supporting role, you know.
All right, I get you. All right, so did you do well there academically?
Yes, yeah, we GSAT. I was one of the first set of students in Giddy Hall
Mhm,
that sat the GSAT, and
mhm.
I passed my GSAT and I went to Lacovia High School.
Okay. And Lacovia is where you wanted to go, right?
Yes, always one because our cousin was there and my brother was there also, and he will tell us
Yes.
things that he was experiencing there when he come home in the evening or from morning shift and so forth. So it
Okay, so
was
you
kind of
wanted
excited to be there also.
to be a part of the pack.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
All right, wonderful. So you going into high school over there. What was your aspiration at that point? apart from joining up with your brothers and your brother and your cousin? What were you aspiring towards going into high school at?
Well, I always liked anything in agriculture. Agriculture was always my passion. Anything
Uh-huh.
there like veterinarian or anything to do with it, maybe the practical things of agriculture. So
Uh-huh.
I was always into agriculture, anything for agriculture. From an early age, it was embedded into me. So to do anything along that
Uh-huh.
line. So I have always have that interest.
All right. So I'm trying to catch a glimpse of why you guys kind of skewed towards agriculture. I know you were with your grandfather, but I was with I grew up among farmers too, but I never wanted to do agriculture that way. What is it that drew you in, you think, so that even at high school you still had that interest?
And, you know, from an
Handsome
early
young
age,
man, could do anything bright, obviously, and you knew you were bright at that point, so you could go towards any career. What do you think was was the gripping thing in agriculture that made you want to gravitate towards it?
from an early age, that's how our unity start as a brother. From early
Mhm.
age, we would get anything we get, we'd plant it. And sometimes we'll eat melon and plant it, and then we plant it so well. Two of us would work. It was three brothers of us growing up
Mhm.
together because our mother and father, four of us, but
Mhm.
three of us bond very close. You have another
Mhm.
brother. He went to
Mhm.
Monroe, but he was not the
Mhm.
field type. So his
Okay.
name is Miguel. He don't like
Mhm.
to go out in the field. Even today, when we went to the farm, he don't like to touch the soil. His skin run cold, so when he touch the soil, he
Yeah.
doesn't like it. So he
Okay.
aspired. He went to Monroe College, and
Yeah.
we were there from an early age. And whatever we have, we would plant it. So if we eat melon seed, we'll plant it from a very early age, and very, it would be very beautiful. And then we always say, "Whoa, whoa, we can do this thing, man," from early. So when a friend and us would play cricket together, we'd have our melon field beside our little cricket field because our
Uh-huh.
father rented a house with a large yard. So because of
Uh-huh.
that, we could play cricket in it. So we have a little plot that we farm, and our melon would grow so big and well and beautiful and a lot plenty. So it would inspire a relationship to grow it from there. So when
So
our
you
relationship started, it was started off success in terms of
okay.
just what we eat and plant. It will come very well. So that
So
caused our relationship.
did your parents deliberately try to teach you agriculture? Like
No, 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 no.
encourage you?
Because no, because you know, early agriculture it was always about machete and fork and hoe. And sometimes so if your parents would say what you want to take up, oh, you don't want to take up your book and all those stuff.
You want
So
to crow.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So they try to discourage you and try to encourage you to be academically sound. But
Right.
that passion was joining us because whatever we planted at that early
You
age
saw.
it would be a success. It would be very beautiful. So it's like
Okay, so
once we plant some peanut and me and my brother
uh-huh.
row it with a little hoe, and it was so
Mhm.
beautiful that everybody talk about it and they say, "We're not gonna be farmer, man. We're not gonna if we don't work hard, don't know we make money like the South man them." For it was like maybe we were in like grade 3, grade 2, grade 4 going up when those things start to come, those passions start to drive in us.
So your grandfather set the tone
Yeah,
because
they set the tone.
he inspired you guys from young,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that stayed with you,
Yes,
and
miss.
then you started to see that you could make money from it.
Exactly, exactly.
Did your grandfather sell produce?
Yeah, they would sell it, but that I want to tell you that when we planted that melon in Whitehall, our grandfather was so impressed with it that when we eat the melon, we have to give him some seed. So it would say how we get it grow so well. So they were impressed
Okay.
with our ability from an early age, how we could do it
Okay.
so very well. But they would sell,
Mhm.
but not on a large scale. You know, they would have their little yam ground and they will
All
sell to the
right.
market or their cocoa and stuff.
Okay. So the business part of your makeup, where do you think you get it from? Because I don't think it's accidental. Where do you think you learn to sell things for money from so
Um,
early? What gave you the idea? I know you used to gamble, which was probably something that inspired you to love money. From playing the marbles, you
yeah,
kind of learned the value of having money from early. What
Yes,
else do
yes.
you think inspired you to want to sell your produce?
Well, growing up, you always see businessman on TV and their model and how they would make it, and they're always independent, and their
Mhm.
success would always what you see. So you always want to trend to be successful and
Mhm.
independent. That is a
Mhm.
stimulant that drives us also to be
Mhm.
your own boss in that sense. So
Mhm.
you'll do things on your own and try to be successful at it. So I guess that draws to be business. And my brother always a business lover. Romain is always a business lover, and if anyone tell him about business, he will get excited and want to do it. Sometimes he don't have the know-how how to get along with
Okay.
it and how to put it together. So sometimes
Okay.
we get together and I will say, look here, this is the way you do it, and help it to become very successful. So you always have that mind to drive towards business.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So, when was the first time you guys sold your first crop?
Our first crop, I guess I was in grade 4 and he was in grade 6, and we had some pumpkin that we planted. And they bear, I always tell this agriculture thing always, we have our pains in it and we have our joy days. But
Mhm.
we had some pumpkin and we got to sell it in the market. So our mother said, well, if you guys want to sell it, you have to go to market. So I guess our mother wanted to see us to see how hard market was, so that it could discourage us
Oh,
from
from
planting
taking on the
or getting
farming thing.
interested. Yeah. So she said,
Because
all
if
right,
you
go
just
to market yourself and try to sell it. But me and my brother sit there and we were there and they said, boy, look here, some pumpkin come, they're not so ripe, and when you're young, I would tell them not to pick them so early, and they would criticize us and we get frustrated, and my brother there was there holding. And I went away a little and I come back and then we stood there and somebody came and said, all right, I'm gonna give you a buy. And when we sell that pumpkin and sell it off, we were well on our way to do business,
okay.
because we taste what it was like, how hard it is to get things done.
So
But
then people was just balling down the price because they wanted you to drop it, right?
because we
Tell them
were
the
young
pumpkin
and we
not
didn't
good.
have the idea.
Yeah. But did
Yeah.
you drop the price?
I get yes, we get it dropped because we learned that you have to drop your price a little to get them all sell off so that we can get out of the market. But it was a bit of sweet for us because we got some money and we were very
Okay.
happy.
So that
Yeah.
fuel you from early, right there,
Yeah,
that you
yeah. It
can
was a
do.
fuel for us. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. All right. So you finish high school.
Yes.
Let's get back to that point. You finish high school. How well did you do?
Well, I have not done well when leaving high school because I was
Mhm.
a little bit on the idle side and a little bit on the girl side also, a little bit. But I got a repeat and I finished up, and I did fairly well there.
So the two of you repeated the same time, or he
No,
repeated
no,
and
he
you?
was older than I, so he got a repeat before me, and then after
Okay.
got a
But the
chance.
same problem met you.
Yeah, yeah, the same.
How bad did you feel when you had to repeat?
Well, it was a little shameful in a sense that you have to go over back what you could have done early on in life just because of a little idle. But I guess
Did your
because of
parents come
business,
down hard?
very hard because at that time my brother got through and he were going to sixth form at that time, but we were still doing business. We were, that it was a lot of things that we have done. We had a crop that was very successful for us. I was in 10th grade and think that lent a blow to me also. We were very, in that time, it was 2001, I guess, or 2000 flat there. And
Mhm.
we had planted some potatoes and it was very successful. I guess the price go up that time to a very it was maxed at to $45. That time
Mhm.
$45 for potato was very expensive. And we
Mm.
have got that price. And when we got that price now, we made some money, and well, it almost could have buy a car at that time. So
Mm.
but we were young with that money, and we wanted to do business because we like clothes. My brother is always a trendy brother. So we
Mhm.
like clothes, we like to dress up a little. So we start going
Mhm.
to town to buy these clothes that look so good and style at that time. So because of that, it retarded my chance of an education in terms of doing business. So we start to sell the clothes because we
Who
did
is?
so well there. We start
Wait a
going to
minute.
clothes selling.
Who can go town go buy clothes? Seriously.
Well,
When Marky, you weren't scared of downtown Kingston?
and I want to tell you that we navigated the street very well. I don't know, there must be something on us that we navigated the street so well. But my brother used to go there before, go there to buy clothes for himself so that he can stay
Mm-hmm.
trendy. Because you know he say him a little gallus and so. So he wanted the Tommy and he wanted the Nike and all those stuff. So he at an early age he would break in the market
And
and then
but he was smart to know that he shouldn't go to the stores around. He should go all the way to Kingston to get cheaper
yeah, he
prices.
was he was very clever because he had got the hint that clothes sell very cheap there, and
Yeah.
you can get trendy style there for a reasonable money. So that's how we got into that type of business. So it kind of retarded my 11th and 10th grade education there because we were making money at the same time going
Ah,
to school.
nice. So that's what the girl thing kind of threw you off a bit.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you took your punishment and your shame and you went
Yeah,
back and you
yeah.
repeated. And how well did you do that time,
Well,
the second time?
in the first case, I had my agriculture CXC, and then I got three after, so it's four CXC. So
Okay.
that's yeah.
So you didn't bother to go on to A level, to the
No,
advanced.
no, we right there we get back into business again. He
Mm-hmm.
finished A level and a year at
And
pre-university
and then he was ready
and
to move on at the same time, so
ready
you
for
just had to catch
business.
him. Okay,
My
all
father
right.
wanted me to be a police officer there, but I declined, and he wanted to tell me he's gonna shoot me because I don't have any ambition. But we went away to Negril.
I can imagine how mad he was. I can just imagine how mad he was that you look like you're gonna go down the wrong road now.
Yeah, yeah, the
So,
quick lane.
yeah. Oh my God. But how were you sure that you would have been successful, not listening to what your father said to join the force or to do a regular office job and so on? What made you feel sure that going off to Negril to do business would work?
Well, we were always, I don't know, sometimes you were always, whatever you do, at that time you have that great responsibility. So when you get into business, sometimes it becomes successful in terms of you making money. And
Mhm.
then you will feel you buy, and that early age we went out, and I was 18-year-old, we buy a little minivan.
Mm.
And that started all our friends to be around us. So that make us into a little boss
Let me
at
ask you
that age,
something.
having all our friends around us on our vehicle.
I
And
know I know Newmarket people like to use their mouth a lot and put it on young people sometimes. Didn't anybody say that you guys were on drugs or anything like that? For
repeat
you to
that.
be doing didn't people say that you guys were on drugs or doing drugs or so when you were being so progressive from your farming?
Def,
Did
definitely,
they?
especially when we start to grow big, even bigger and getting better. They always say that we're doing jugs, we're carrying jugs to this and that, but
Oh.
we have never even touched it in
Hmm.
our life. So
Okay.
people will always talk.
Yeah, yeah. It just occurred to me that if you were that young and doing that well from so early, people might say that, 18-year-old buying vehicle already and,
Yeah.
collecting big money and going off to start business. Yeah. All right. That sounds just about right for new market people. All right.
It's all
Yeah.
around now.
Yes, it's all around, but I kind of know new market
Yeah,
people
yeah, I know,
around.
man, I know.
Um. So he told us last night about the restaurant business and that you were the anchor in that whole thing. Describe
Yeah,
for me, how did you feel at that time, kind of holding it down for your brother? He was the social animal who would bring people in, but you were the one who I guess would keep them because you were the one who was kind of the stabilizing force in the business. Tell
yeah.
me more about that. What gave you
Well,
that knowledge and leadership skill?
well, growing up, we'd always listen to our father and what he have said. So
Mhm.
sometimes I would bear what my father have said in my mind. and how we must keep ourselves when we are out there because Negril for us, we were very young. I was 19-year-old,
Mhm.
18 plus going to 19 exactly. I went out
Mhm.
there and we started at a particular spot we started doing fruits because when we
Mhm.
went down there we realized that there were not a lot of melon sellers and that it would do good. So we started with watermelon and
Mhm.
started out doing some shrimp and shrimp soup and all those stuff. So it become very trendy and people want to take on. So we transition into building our own place. And when we
So,
build
so you
our
had
own place,
like a thing at the side of the street,
yeah,
like
but it was we rented a whole shop, but it have a pavement, a plaza. So we utilize that plaza area and turn it
okay.
into a fruit mart and fresh vegetable. We used to do well there because you know the hotels are down the road. And then you
Mhm.
have people who would come in and get some fruit from us and that chick us. And when they were there buying fruit, they could get soup and they would call it a variety store. And we are young and
Okay.
we seem young. Sometimes because our friends were there and it was a lot of us, I have to stay
Yeah.
conscious because my brother was always still on the side that he wanted to flirt.
Yeah.
So I have to remember the instruction of my father and bear them in mind that we
And
don't
watch the
slip
money.
because it was a dangerous road because we were
Yeah.
making money and there was a lot of guys down at Negril, they have their own weapon and you have to keep your
Right.
head on your body. So I have to
Right.
bear the teaching of my father in mind and then I have to
Okay.
instill it on my friends, but because it was a couple of us, because when we bought our vehicle, everybody get around us and we went away and we
Mhm.
bring all of them. So I have to be the stabilizing force because my brother always want to go out and to show what he have and what he's successful at. So, but I have to reserve and think of it.
So you hold it down. You are the conscious of the
Yeah,
one
so
of
I have
the
to stay
two.
conscious. One of us
All
have to
right.
stay conscious. Yeah.
You had his back.
Yeah.
All right. And then you guys got robbed. He told us.
Yeah.
Tell
It was
me
devastating.
what that was like for you.
Well, we were growing and we were growing one time after we built our own place, we were growing very well because we
Mhm.
started to do cook things that like shrimp and lobster and stuff. It would do, but we do it in a different style
Mhm.
locally, and we have it at more a reasonable price, so the tourists would like
Mhm.
to come in and get it from us. And we were
Right.
honest businessmen. We didn't exploit the tourists, so they would like to stop at our place. And
Mhm.
then we have it as variety. We do a lot of stuff. So at
Mhm.
that point, they used to talk that we are making money and we're from St. Elizabeth and we are growing fast and all those stuff. So we start to
Mhm.
hear those things around. So we start to get bitter faces. So at that
Oh.
point of growing now, we find out that even there we have to remain more conscious in terms
Yeah.
of that. So I have to even get more conscious and more of myself and the understanding of the environment and stuff. So we were there and it because of consciousness, one time I was at the shop and we were all there together and I look and I heard these things going around. I thank God for the blessing of the knowledge that He have placed in me. That
Mhm.
I remain mature even though I'm a younger than my brother. I
Mhm.
remain in style more mature than him. And I
Right.
was there and I was sitting and I think and I said, what if they rob us one night? Where are we gonna run?
Mhm.
And we had a juice bar, a bar with a juice bar.
Mhm.
So we have fresh
Mhm.
fruit, we do juice and store. So we have a room that we build adjacent to the juice bar so that we
Mhm.
can stay there. We have an office that we build behind the juice bar also. But me and my brother would share that and we have a bed there that we could rest.
Mhm.
So at the night when we were getting robbed, that's what saved us. But what saved us really, it was that spot beneath the counter that I sat there and said, and people are saying a lot of stuff about us now. You know, I should cut a little door out there that if anybody rob us, we can run into that shop
Mhm.
door. And it was that little shop door that saved us because I cut it out a few months early, and then when the gunman came, my friend would call because we run a 24-hour restaurant. We didn't lock it.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Negril does not sleep. Negril and
Uh huh.
Newmarket. I think Newmarket, Negril, and I think New York, they don't sleep. People are always up. People are always up.
Yeah.
So we run a 24-hour restaurant. So my friend and my brother was on guard, but my brother as we know, he sometimes he get a little wordless, and
Distracted.
because of
Yeah.
the day he went sleeping and left my friend out there. And when the gunman came in, my friend could have run in the trap door and wake me up. And when he wake me up, I tell him to be very silent, and that saved our life. That little trap door there saved our life. That we could be
Wow.
here now. Yeah.
Okay. And so you guys got so nervous that you just gave up the
Very
business.
nervous.
You just
Very nervous.
walked
So we have
away.
to so we have to leave it because when we were there, I was always the one that keep watch. So when we just got robbed, we were up all night watching because you're on your alert now. So
Mhm.
sometimes we were watching, and when I look, I have a cousin there. He was from Newmarket also. He was there with us, working with us, helping us out.
Mhm.
And he was there also watching, and my brother. So sometimes we were watching and they all fell asleep, believe me. So every
Mhm.
time I say, why I can't keep up with me, man? Remember, I say, we just get robbed, them would be there sleeping. So I couldn't
Mhm.
sleep. So I realized
So
they
that took
can
a
sleep.
toll on you. That took a
It
toll
took a
on you.
toll. So I left first, and then my brother followed.
Okay. So what did you do with the business? You sold it?
Went down there and we wanted to sell it, but we get so fear of the area, and because you're young and you're getting successful and all that, and people are not with you anymore because they say you're a stranger from St. Elizabeth and you're growing so fast. So we took it down and carried to St. to establish another business. But
Oh.
unfortunately, when we wanted to establish a business up here, the person that leased us the land didn't want that type of business, and he started to fight against us also. So it caused us to
Okay.
sell the materials and so and use it for other stuff.
Okay. Got you. Got you. So unfortunate. So unfortunate because if you were in the grill by now, you'd have owned few hotels down there.
No, definitely, it's the growing period was just getting started. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Would you guys go back into business down there?
People who like our food always invite us back because I met one gentleman once and he wanted me so badly to come back. He said he wanted to get a place for me in the town and all those stuff, but the fear and so we went back into our farming and find success there, and we're on it until now.
Okay. So you will do business with Negri, but you're not necessarily interested in starting up business there again.
Yeah, not sure about it, but I guess one day in the future. But let's see.
All right. Because that sounded like it was a fitting market for you guys.
Yeah,
All
man,
right.
it was.
Yeah. Okay. So quite a story. I'm happy that you guys came out of that alive and well. Did you
Yeah.
lose a lot of money in that robbery?
A few US because we had some US there, and we lose some. We back then we used to sell cigarettes. We lose them by because we used to buy them by the carton. We lose those. We lose phone card and stuff, so on and so forth.
Okay. Okay.
Thank God
All
we're
right.
alive and still.
Thank God. No
Mhm.
harm was done.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's jump over to the business at hand. Where you want to take this business now?
Well, want to get our farming up and running on a larger scale in terms of production, and would
Mhm.
like to get into the export market or get into the
Mhm.
hotel, back into the hotel, because we're always person who deliver to the hotel, but because of the pandemic and prior
Mhm.
before that, and the pandemic caused us to out of that business. So we want to take ourselves back into that direction, and
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
want to expand on our farm and so
Mhm.
on and so forth. So that's where we want to take the business on a larger scale.
Do you personally have aspirations to go into politics too?
Well, we are always our own politician, and we are always a part of the process.
And
But
you feel you're going to leadership in that um at that level as well?
yes, we are always around that, and we are always
Oh, I forget everything your brother do, you do too.
yes, because we are close. We do business together. It's only because we have having a separate interview right now that you don't get us as the peer.
I
You know.
Because they said you are the quieter one. I was thinking that maybe you wouldn't be interested. But what am I thinking? You're gonna do exactly what he does. So you're gonna do the same
Yeah,
thing.
we're one. In our community, we're one. Sometimes when
Yeah,
they're doing stuff for us, they just do it for one. So we just share
yeah,
it, because they see us as one.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if he's fired up about politics, you bet you're fired up too. What do you think Jamaica needs to do for the farmers?
Well, they can do a lot, for the farmers. Fertilizer now is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Chemical is very expensive. Acquirement of land is very difficult. So the
Mm-hmm.
government can step in those stage, because America agriculture, the agriculture is what boots or drive the society. In terms
Mm-hmm.
of new capital, it's from the earth. So agriculture capital
Mm-hmm.
is what is our fresh capital. It's like fresh capital coming in from the
Mm-hmm.
soil. So if the
Mm-hmm.
government should invest in that capital in terms of subsidizing,
Farming.
introducing more land to the
Mm-hmm.
farmers, subsidizing fertilizer. Because look at
Mm-hmm.
America economy. Those farmers are far richer than us, and their government subsidize their
Yeah.
chemical, they subsidize their fertilizer, they subsidize
Mm-hmm.
their water. I think
Mm-hmm.
water is one of the greatest issue that we need in our areas, so that we can go into a more larger technology in terms of drip irrigation and so forth to
Right.
boost production, because our
Mm-hmm.
fruits and vegetables are far fresher and less chemical
Mm-hmm.
are used on our product to get them there. So at the point that we can establish those things, if the government
Yeah.
should intervene. But we struggle if we as farmers lose crop. It is on our own onus to get back up
Uh-huh.
on our feet, and it is difficult at times, because sometimes it's what the last that you have. You put in
Right.
agriculture, and then when you fail now, sometimes you have to borrow from your mother, your father,
Everybody
sometimes
too.
your brother, that's struggling. So if the government could come and subsidize, because a bag of fertilizer right now is almost $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Chemical is up and all those, because we are going through the pandemic. I don't know why these things are up, but these are what we need to help agriculture grow
Is
here in
there
Jamaica.
okay? Is there any plan for you guys to go into organic farming?
Yeah, organic farming is always good. Jamaica is, in terms of farming, in Jamaica is a semi-organic society, because we're still a lot of organic going on, because you still have farmers don't want to use chemical or fertilizer. So
I
there's
I
always.
don't know that there are a lot of those, but is there any way that you guys can work on expanding that concept so that we can do both? For
Well,
example, I
that is a.
noticed a lot of sprays are being used around Newmarket. Everybody is spraying everything. No, people don't even want to cut the grass in the yard anymore. They're spraying. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, it's an easy way out for them. In terms of the grass in the yard, I know people should keep up, because Newmarket is always a lawn place, beautiful
Yeah, but
yards
I
and
mean,
stuff and so.
instead of just cutting it, we spray. We spray everything now. What?
Yeah,
I, I,
people
I
is.
don't like that. We're
No, no,
destroying the
no,
environment.
yeah, we're destroying the environment, but I can shed a little light on in terms of chemical and the farm now, because you remember in the days when we used to farm and we didn't see there was a lot of insect back then. You don't see there was a lot of white fly or aphids or mite or stuff. No, I
Mhm.
don't know if it was brought here by some means for their chemical to sell. But no, if you in terms of agriculture, in terms of productive agriculture, if you don't use chemical, you're lagging behind, and in terms of that, you will lose your crop. But if you
Mhm.
want to invest in terms of organic um, agriculture, that would
Sprays.
be very good. If you could go
Mhm.
into the greenhouse where you reduce the insect that would come
Right.
inside your greenhouse, and then you could use organic matter to grow your crop, that would be lovely, because you would get a more healthier food.
But I believe that there should be a good market in Jamaica for organic produce,
Yes,
like
there is
real
market.
organic, because we
Yeah,
grow like a lot of chickens. For people who have cow pastures and so on, we have ways and means of getting manure. So
yes,
why don't we? It's harder to take care of course, but it
yeah.
sells more expensive too, and it's
Yes,
more
and that's
healthy.
that's true. That's true. And we can
And
really get into that, because I see, I think in Kingston there and some of the
Yeah,
hotel require organic
that's a
food.
niche market, and
Yeah, yeah, that's a niche. Yeah, yes, that's a
but
niche.
you could make much more money from it though.
Yeah, yeah, that's that you could make more money from it. But it's a niche market, and if you can get into it, it'd be very well.
And it's like a lot of people who do like juice bars and those things, they could benefit from getting organic greens
Definitely,
and so
definitely,
on, you know.
definitely, definitely,
I
definitely.
think you guys should
It's a
really
work in
also
progress.
consider that. Yeah, you should
Yes,
also
it's a
think
work
about
in progress.
and teach the youngsters how to do that because they might not know how to make a compost.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know that was earlier days. They always teach you at even from all age school how to make a compost heap, and that is always a good thing for the subsidized fertilizer. But in terms
Hmm.
of the type of seed that we're getting in, it's the artificial seed now that we are getting. What they call it genetical modification. It's the GMC that we
Yeah,
are getting.
GMO.
So yeah,
Mhm.
so it's the GMO. So it's when we get those type of seed, they're from the place that they use a lot of chemical. And if
Yeah,
you don't use those type of chemical to match back with the type of seed that you're using, then you will be in some sort of trouble. So we have to get with that kind of program so that we can have food on the table. But
yeah,
I always admire organic stuff, and that would be always good
yeah.
to have.
Something that we spoke with your brother about last night also is the need for more horticulture farming in Jamaica to
Yes,
to
definitely.
supply the market because right now I learned from your sister on here that they're having problems with imports of flowers from overseas. But seriously, do we have to import all of these flowers or can we grow them? Can't we grow them and
Um,
supply other places? For
yes, we
example,
can.
Newmarket has really rich soil. I know that because my mom used to grow a lot of flowers. Why don't we try to grow some of these flowers and supply the market instead of people have to rely on overseas markets for for roses and everything else that they need, you know?
Well, orchids and so forth and so on. That's a wise idea. I always like what your vision for Newmarket and your vision for the surrounding area. As a lady of
Yeah.
the diaspora, I
Thanks.
admire that since I'm tuning with your program and
Mhm.
admiring your work that you're doing. It's a very visionary thing that you come up with here in terms of horticulture because we're a part of that market also because sometimes when
Mhm.
the agriculture in the dry time we will sell plants and stuff
Mhm. Mhm.
to subsidize our business. So we are always a part of that. Roses do very well out here, especially in the new market here, because the
Mhm.
roses petal like the dew, and new market care a lot of dew to keep its
Very much
petal
so.
fresh and moist.
Right.
Orchids will do well in new market. I think they use my sister there, Nisha. I think she use jasmine and all those flowers and
Yeah.
daisy and all those flowers. So I guess if we get those seed and could put them in a greenhouse, then and I tell you for real, those type of business is a growing business in terms of put,
Chrysanthemum.
yes,
Chrysanthemum usually grow
chrysanthemums.
around your market a lot. Lot.
I tell you, those flowers are what you use and making wreaths or floral decoration. So
Yeah.
um, that's a large business, and that is a very wonderful thing to get business like that up and running so that we can subsidize the import in our country. So those are
Right.
good vision.
Okay. I'm gonna do an experiment when I come back to Jamaica with that same flowers thing on a tower garden, which is using hydroponic thing to grow them vertically. I'll see if that can work. And if that could
Yeah.
work, we would be off like
That's true. That's true because those are high requirements.
yeah, I
Those are high
usually
requirements.
see people grow like marigold on them for keeping off the aphids and stuff. So I
Yes,
don't
yes,
see
yes.
why, unless the plants have a lot of roots, they should be able to. We should be able to cultivate them inside of the tower. So I'm gonna go out on the street and look if I find some seeds and see if we can do that. I sent home two of those towers
Yeah,
um, so that we could experiment with them and see. They're awesome for vegetables, and they grow them faster, bigger, and they're more nutritionally dense. So I have a good feeling that they could grow most of the flowers that we want. Maybe
Yes.
not orchids because orchids don't like water.
No, no,
Um,
no.
but certainly a lot of the flowers that we would need, and that would be great to grow in a greenhouse. All
Yeah,
right,
that would
so
be good.
yeah, so we can talk more about that. But start thinking about how we can engage more young people in farming because there seems to be a slight disconnect with some of the young people. I don't know what it is, but you know, I'm not sure why people would turn to scamming. I'm not sure why people would just not
That
want to get a trade. Just be hanging out on the street with nothing to do, even though a lot of construction is happening around the area
yes,
and
that's
so
true.
on. I'm not sure what's inspiring those young people, why they're not
Oh,
gravitating to.
well, you would call it the fast lane, some bling bling, quick thing. It's about consciousness and staying conscious that you would stay and go through the realm of doing business to stay there with the crop, growing it and nurturing it.
Yeah,
Some people don't want to stay that long. They want it now. So
yeah,
you know that they will look into that direction of having this quick money. So they will go into those type of shade, those
yeah,
illicit shade as they would call it. But we would need more young people in farming in terms of the future because if they
right,
start to practice from now and to start to bear with the do and the don'ts of agriculture, then we will
right,
have a safe future in terms of food and food
yeah,
security because the world is
right,
trending into where if we don't see the import, one day will stop come to our shores. And once
right.
upon a time, Jamaica was very independent in terms of cultivating
Feeding
our food
themselves.
for,
Mhm.
yeah, for back in Newmarket, as we were talking earlier, you would wake up and our grandfather would use his own coffee, he'd use his own peanut, he'd use his
Mhm.
own cow milk, he would use his own cane sugar and all those
Mhm.
because back in Newmarket, I think it's at Car, Darliston, and there you would get wet sugar from those man
Mhm.
that would grind it with the horse. So it was sustainable
Yeah.
living back then in the
Mhm.
earlier age. And if we don't get back to something similar to that, then the future would be dismal. So if we get the young
Right.
people getting back into those type of focus and moving away from the fast lane because the fast lane is only for a while. But if we
Right.
get young people try to focus on that, then food security would be tantamount for the future.
Okay.
It would be stable.
Do you guys see yourself in light of helping to rebuild that town, like start business there too?
Definitely, definitely. We always a lover of new market, especially my brother. I can talk for him there.
Yeah.
Always want to get into new market, but when we were climbing at the opportunity that one building that we wanted was gone before us, so we were ex out there, and by focusing on another, the Chinese are there taking over. But I see Mr. Morgan, them, the Morgans,
Yes. Yes.
they are expanding in terms of building and a few other building is putting up out there and I admire it because Newmarket is a growing town and simple as you see Newmarket it is a very much consuming crowd at
Yes.
Newmarket there. So it would be lovely to be a part of the development for our own area and a place
That's
that we our growth have development is from.
yeah. There are buildings in your market that are not yet sold.
Huh?
There are buildings there that are not yet sold.
No, oh yeah,
Uh
yeah. So we are looking
yeah.
forward to those opportunities when they come.
Yeah. All right. And collaborate if you have to. I've been encouraging young people. You know, there's eyes on one building there that I would really love to lead the charge to make sure that you guys, everybody, get together and buy that building, no matter how much they're asking for it.
Oh.
Um, because we need to hold it down for the area, for the community. That's history. We don't need anybody from outside to own any more buildings in New Market. Seriously,
And that's true.
we don't need anybody else to own any more buildings from outside. We should be able
I
to.
like the spirit in terms of community development.
Yeah,
And I
enough
hope God
people.
may bless you so you can
Thank
carry out your
you.
endeavors.
If we were more united, we would have owned all the buildings there. But
That's true.
we're
That's
not.
true. That's
We're
true.
not.
That's true.
And
That's true.
so
That's true.
forums like these keep us together, so we could keep our ground to our ears to the ground, so we know what's happening. Because sometimes the buildings are sold and people don't even know that they were up for sale.
That's that's true. That's
And
very much true.
and it's a pity because one of the things is we have successful people from Newmarket, but because they like to hide, people don't know that they have money. People don't know
That's
that they have good jobs. People don't know that they are great businesses
that's
because
true.
everybody
That's
is
true.
hiding their business. But
That's true.
no, a lot has been revealed over the last year or so that I'm doing this program. That we have a lot of professionals and a lot of people in a lot of good jobs and doing a lot all over the world, so that if they wanted to buy buildings in Newmarket, they could afford it. They could afford it. There's
That's
no
true.
need
That's true.
for
That's true.
our buildings to go to outsiders because we believe that people from the area cannot afford them. That's a myth.
That's true.
That's
That's
a
true.
myth. We have
That's true.
enough brain power, we have enough skills, we have enough people who have done very, very well all over the world. And if we would just put our resources together, we could build that town into something marvelous, which is my dream for Newmarket. You know, I
Yeah,
I
I like
I
the job.
I, I don't see why we can't be a part of the South Coast tourism, for example. I
And
don't
that's
see.
good. And that's lovely what you said there about the South Coast tourism. Newmarket have a lot to offer ecotourism in terms of the mountain, in terms of the environment,
Yeah,
in terms of a lot of things there, in terms of even its animal, in terms of even its topography, its soil, in all those stuff. It have a
and
lot
don't
there to
we have
offer
don't we
ecotourism.
have don't we have slave burial ground out there too?
But,
Somewhere out Tainstone, I heard.
oh, what out there?
I heard that they have a slave burial ground that they discovered out that
Oh
side.
yeah, once was a great house out there, man.
Yeah,
So
we
there's a
need to
lot
put
there. There's a lot there
tourism.
that
Those things are assets. Those are
uh,
tourism assets. We need to put them
definitely,
together. We
definitely.
need to put them together.
And you have these type of chill four-wheel bike now that tourists like to get around with. We have the type of road that they would like to ride and see different type of birds, different type of insect, different type of so much things that they can see, so much things that they can learn riding
Yeah,
through Kilmarnock, getting back into four road and four pass and all those things. That kind of riding and that kind of experience would be good for our tourism and
yeah,
getting
and
back into the town.
it's a safe environment. Like
Very safe, very safe,
seriously,
very safe and
we
calm.
can sell that as a nice, safe, cool place that you could spend your
Very cool
holidays
and nice. And
to
the
be.
town of Newmarket is very relaxing and warm and welcoming. When you get back in
Yeah,
that town, you can relax in any part of Newmarket. And I can tell them all the time that Newmarket doesn't sleep. Maybe because of the pandemic now, you kind of
yeah.
find it, but Newmarket doesn't sleep.
What's this? Good night. Joined, said Fabian. We joined late tonight. The interviewee looks like an ex-cop who used to be in Westmoreland. You were a cop in Westmoreland?
No, no, maybe my brother.
No, no. I don't know if you're talking about Doral. But you don't look like Doral.
Oh,
Um, his father was in the business of, or is in the business of policing, but that's not Westmoreland. That's Newmarket area.
maybe
He
it's my
was.
brother, man. I have a brother that used to work there in Westmoreland as a
Oh, you
police.
had a brother as a police. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So
yeah,
she probably is right. Oh, I didn't realize your brother had become a police. The
yeah,
one
yeah.
that went to Monroe.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, yeah. So we will try to figure out some ways. I would love to see you guys as um men who are doing well in the agricultural sector to kind of embrace the ladies. We have some strong farmer ladies, farmer
Yeah, yeah.
chick and Jessie and farm
Just yeah,
girl
I'm familiar
Jessie.
with her. We are friends, you know.
Yes, I want you to embrace those girls, you two guys, and kind of help them out to show them new markets are where they can get their produce sold
Def
and so on. Share
definitely.
information with them, and I would really like to see us form our own cooperative in Newmarket as people in agriculture, different type of agriculture, doing non-traditional things. I spoke with your brother about the fish farm project, and he
Yes,
said
yes.
that Is that something you think is worth doing? The fish, and he had added shrimp to that. I didn't even know about the shrimp aspect of it. But is that something you think would be viable?
Very much so, very much so. It will be very, very viable because fish is on a high demand, and we have to import a lot of those things. So if we have it
Right,
fresh and have it at a reasonable and a good price, that demand, it will be hard to fill that demand because
right.
the fish market is large and it's growing. And in terms of fish, we have to import a lot of these fish. And Jamaica can
And
produce a lot.
they taste so nasty, those imported fish.
Thank you very much. You know what you're talking about. Those
I ate
imported
them
fish.
for quite a while when I was there. They taste nasty because you can't get
That's real.
the fresh ones from down Westmoreland that easily, or Black River. So you
That's it.
had to eat those in between. They taste really old and
Yeah,
nasty. They're like 10 years old. Honestly, God.
yeah,
Oh,
that's true. That's very much so. And that's what we have to bear because of government that is not taking a stand in terms of how we do business and how we expand even youth in agriculture. Those can be loans for you that you can go out and make a fish pond and
hmm,
and grow and so that we can grow in Jamaica because there's a lot of us there that will grow, even you over there in New York, and you have this passion for the
yeah,
country and your community to see it grow. So if more
right.
people would have that type of passion like you, if the government of Jamaica had that passion as you have that passion, then we will see so much success. Because speaking about the fish, it would be such a success in terms of
It
because
would
even
be
that
because
here,
provide employment, feed the people, so we could sell
definitely,
those fish at less than the price that they're buying fish at now.
definitely,
Those
definitely
nasty tasting fish that they get imported,
fresh,
and
fresh fish.
you're feeding your population, and you're providing jobs, and you're
Yeah,
selling some. So
definitely, yeah.
that could be a win-win. And
Win-win. It's a win-win situation.
you want to put something like that in an area like up in Kilmarnock, because I noticed that the criminals don't survive in Kilmarnock. So,
Yeah,
so
you're so right.
it's a one way in and the one way out thing. They don't do well
That's
in
it.
Kilmarnock.
That's true. That's
And
true. That's true.
Kilmarnock people don't feel and
No,
protect criminals. So
no,
that
no,
would
no.
be one of the most ideal areas to have a project like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
like how you're in touch with the area, man. You don't forget it. You
you
know it
know,
very well. Very well.
that would be an ideal place to have a project like that in Kilmarnock, where it would be protected.
That's true. That's
Um,
true.
yeah. All right, because
That's
Freddie
true.
Lasney and so on is a big story
Yes, a big
on
story.
the area closer to the main.
Yes,
People
that's
just
true.
grab your things and go because
I
you're on
run,
the
yeah, yeah.
main.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but when you have to go off on a road like Kilmarnock, go up the hill and around there, and if you see
Yeah.
something up top and somebody calls somebody down the bottom, you're gonna
You
get
get
caught.
knocked. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because it's
You get
one
knocked,
road
man.
in, one road
Yeah,
in and
one
one
way
road out.
in and one out.
Yeah,
So you're in trouble.
that's the unique thing about there.
That's the
That is
only thing.
awesome. Yeah.
And it would be good to be on the hill. So if in case any water come, it don't take away the fish. So it's
Oh
good to
yes,
be on.
that too. That too. Did you know that when we had the big flood, we had a lot of fish in the water?
Wow, that was a unique thing about Newmarket. So whenever the flood jar, we used to enjoy to get it flood. Some people don't know that Newmarket people like to get the flood, because it
I
provides us with food after it jar.
When
There's
we
a
had that big
lot of
flood,
fish.
the fish wash out of the pond,
Oh God! And
and
when the water,
boy, did we have fish! I
wow,
think
when
those
the,
I think those fish might have been tilapia, those blackfish.
yeah, yeah, the black tilapia. That's it. Yeah. Or they
We
call them
had
purge.
so
They call
but
them
we had
purge.
so much fish at that time for that they wash out
Wow,
from the pond.
that's true. And when the water
Yeah,
subside, when the
yeah,
water
yeah,
subside,
yeah. There was a
then they
lot,
back
and they
up in
would,
a little hole, and then you can go there
yeah,
and catch them. And then
took
you
them
have
out
there a lot of fish.
literally. Yeah, but we used to go fishing with the fish rod to
Yeah,
fish water out of the settled water all over the place.
yeah, that was
All
fun.
right. Yeah. Yeah, it was. All right, so we're enjoying this. Do we have any question from the group? Um, Pick Up New Market says humble sans toi. Is there any question from you guys that you would want me to pose to Andre. Remember, it's not too late to go ahead and share. And for those of you who joined late, remember you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel because coming tomorrow, any more interviews that I'm doing, they're going to be streamed live through YouTube and they won't be streamed live through Facebook. So if you want to interact the way you are here, you have to be subscribed to our channel and follow it. Sandra Wilson Dixon says they were very nice too. Yeah, the fish, they were tasty. Gummy Smith said, I think Newmarket has a history of the Manleys, where Norman Manley's parents had a property there and were buried.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard? I've heard that story, but
Yeah.
I need to bring a historian on here to tell us more about that story because it's not the first time I hear it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and there's some very affluent people who are from Newmarket that we don't
Very
even
affluent.
know much
Very.
about. I am told the Honus is that's connected to Andrew Honus is from Newmarket too. I heard his people
Okay.
are from
Okay.
there.
Okay.
What's that guy? What's it? What that shiny looking guy who is in government?
Oh, there are Chuck.
No, not Chuck, the other one.
Horace Strong.
No.
Not Horace Strong.
Is it Horace
There are
Strong?
Chuck.
No.
Horace.
Another one. One of them in the politics there. He's from around Poor Road side there.
Okay.
Yeah. Um my
It's not.
grandmother would fry them very well. Yeah, we used to season those fish, stuff the seasoning
Yeah,
inside of them
man.
with scallion and
Yes.
stuff and onion
Yeah.
and pepper and
Very
fry them
tasty.
with the seasoning inside. Ooh,
Very
that was
tasty.
good.
Very tasty fish.
Whitney Lawrence says, how much capital do you think the government should invest in agriculture to make it better? I think that's a question to you. How much
Well,
capital you think the government should invest in agriculture to
it
make
will
it
be. They
better?
need a lot of capital, but they could start with maybe a billion or more, so that we can you especially touching the fertilizer and stuff, improving water, getting water to the farmers in terms of higher production in terms of the area that we can use the drip technology
Mhm.
from the hygiene if the government should set even the water source. I hear you talk about it last night in
Yeah.
Newmarket. There's a water source there in Moko, and if it's not
Mm.
suitable for even domestic, if
It's
it's
not.
not
It's not.
treated,
Not suitable for supplying the whole area. They said it's not enough water.
there's not enough water. So it couldn't get around the area. So things like that they could improve and maybe the drilling go deeper so that we can get water in the areas where
Okay.
we
I
need to
think they
grow.
they're planning to bring water from down Giddy Hall side, somewhere down that side. They're gonna
Oh,
pump
and they
water
put in
from
some point, some pipe
because
in the road.
they have water down that side. Somebody says Fargo son. Um, I think they're talking about what's his name? He was here already. If you search in YouTube, you'll find his interview. He was interviewed on this program before. Uh, what would I look for to find you on YouTube? Are you on YouTube yet?
Oh no, not that.
You guys
YouTube
need to get
has.
to the program.
Oh yeah, man.
Y'all need. I heard that you guys are not into to social media so much, but if you're planning to be in politics, if you're planning to represent, that's where
Yeah.
you need to start. Your voice
Oh,
needs to be out there. You have to add your
definitely,
voice to the conversation.
definitely.
You don't have to waste a lot of time on social media because you could easily get people to manage their
Yes,
page
it's a great platform to
and
showcase what.
pay them
Yeah,
a small amount. You just probably need to do one or two videos for the week, and that's good enough. As long as you're talking about something solid, people will
that's
follow
true.
you. You pay somebody to take care of it and like and follow and all of those things so that you're not bogged down doing that as a businessman. But
Yes,
you
yes.
do need to have a platform and to have your
Yeah,
voice
a
to be
platform
out
would be
there.
good, big, very good. That's true. That's
Yes.
true.
Um. Oh, so you're talking about my program? Okay. So let me see if I can grab this information for you guys. I did post it in in the I did post it in the thing there when I posted the notice for this. But I'm gonna grab it over here and put it there for you guys again. I'm getting a little bit more competent with this. I saved them, typed them up before and saved them just in case people want it again. All right, so there you go. Those are the links. Okay, let me see. Yeah. All right, so there you have it. All right, so that I want to make sure that all of you subscribe to all the channels, right? Remember, and I don't want to come down hard on you guys because you're doing an awesome job. Can I give you a clap? You're a great audience, right? But I want you to like and follow just about everybody who comes on here to talk their story, to share with us. Like their page, follow them, especially that YouTube channel that can turn around to generate income at some point for them. Please follow them. Follow the farmers from the area. Follow the business people from the area. And let's be more together in supporting each other. I went through pains last night to describe that when you share somebody's stuff on YouTube and you help them to grow their YouTube channel, don't think of it as I'm putting money in their pocket, because guess what? It's
That's
not
true.
costing you anything. It's not costing you anything. But here is how you're helping. You're helping that person to generate some income, and each of these persons have people back in Jamaica, or if they're in Jamaica, they have family right there that they have to take care of. So you helping me or helping Andre to build up himself is helping the community, because some of that
That's
money
true. That's
will
true.
go back to Newmarket.
That's true.
Some of
That's
that
very true.
money will go back there. And we're
That's
trying
true.
to do a lot in terms of community effort in the area. So some of that money will improve the area. So it will come back to you. It's not going to come back to you directly or the way you think, but building up that area, having more facilities there, having a reading program, having all kind of things there for everybody to use. It
That's
helps.
true.
It helps
That's true.
everybody. You will
That's
have
true.
less family calling you asking you for money, because they have a there's a fish farm where they're earning money. So even if they call you
That's
and ask you, you could say, "Don't you have a job?" You have
that,
you have more people building homes, so more people in the area are getting employment. So don't ever look at it as I don't want to help that person. Be deliberate about the fact that you're helping that person, because that person is from your area. Be deliberate about it. Say, I'm going to see how I can help her. And the easiest way to help any of us that comes on here that has a business is to share our stuff,
that's true.
is, is to like and follow us on YouTube. You don't have to love the person to help them. You don't. They don't
That's
have
true.
to be your best friend for you to share or follow their stuff. When
That's
they
true.
come on to talk, you don't even have to listen. You can just on your phone and leave it there for a few minutes to run, and then you log off and go to something else.
Yeah,
But
true.
be conscious of the fact that each time you like, you share, you listen, and you interact, you're helping that network to grow. And that's helping that person without you spending a dime. That's all a part of community living. And that's why people in other cultures do so much better at community getting together than we do, because we're not consciously taught that we should love and take care of each other and help each other. We're consciously taught
That's true.
to hide from each other, and everybody bad mind and everybody this and everybody that.
That's so
But
true. That's so true.
we have to unlearn those things,
That's so true.
unlearn them. If we want to build Newmarket, we have to make a conscious effort to build
That's
Newmarket,
that's true.
build the people from Newmarket, build the people who are in Newmarket, so that all of us are viable to go there and own Newmarket,
That's true. That's true.
right? And
That's true.
provide more export for the people who are there, more jobs,
That's true.
right?
That's
because
true.
it doesn't take a lot to help some people, you know. Some of
That's
them
true.
just need
That's
a
very
few
true.
dollars. Some of them just need a few dollars to do a little
Just a
crafting.
few. That's true. That's very true. Because some people can turn a few dollars into so much. That's the
Hmm.
opportunity that one need,
Yeah,
and this is what we need: opportunity. And if
yeah.
opportunity comes in some of us way, then we will make wonders with small opportunities.
It doesn't take a lot to build some people. It doesn't
No,
take.
no,
Did it
you're
take a
quite
lot to
right.
get you guys started in farming? No.
No, no, it didn't take a lot. It does take a mindset and and dedication so that you can become
Right,
successful. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, so one day down the road, we'll be able to give scholarships and grants to people to start up their
That's
little
good
business.
vision.
But
That's a good
if
vision.
we don't try to help each other, how we gonna get that? To talk about the politician not gonna do it.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. It's a
We are
united
going to
effort.
we
It's
are
a
going to have
united
to get
effort.
together and do it.
That's
So
true. That's true.
if we don't help each other in the way we can, which is to do something completely free
That's
to help
true.
that
That's true.
person,
That's true.
how are we gonna pull ourselves up so that we can turn around and help the community?
That is so true. That is true. That
And
is so true.
I said we're not crabs in a barrel. We are
No, we
not.
can't be that. No, we
We
can't.
we're
We
not
cannot.
from a ghetto. We don't have ghetto mentality. We come from a
No,
decent
no,
place.
no time.
We
We
never
are
grow
from humble
behind.
farming beginnings.
We never grow behind zinc fence. We don't have
No,
that.
no, no, no. Free, good life, cool breeze, citrus, good soup.
Yes,
At Manzi there, you could get some good beef soup, and Wednesdays and stuff. And then, because of the butcher stall that was in our area, that's the vibrancy of Newmarket, and
yes,
we wanted to stay that we are get back to more that people kill their animal and they make it available for the community. Because
yes.
there is no time that we didn't get our beef soup on Saturdays, get the
Hmm.
fresh scallion from Newmarket and the carrot and make beef soup also on Wednesdays so that we
Right.
would take the good taste of the environment and grow very healthy and strong. So if we can
Yes.
stay with those kind of community togetherness or community development, then we would always have a successful area like that because it was vibrant and it should be always vibrant. So
Keisha
working with those
Gill,
kind,
yeah, Keisha Gill says, I think the government should make it a priority to help local farmers. They should, but they're not. So what are you gonna do? Sit down and die? No, we have to
no,
help
no, no,
ourselves.
no,
We
no.
have to help ourselves. Which remind me, I need to call Mr. Gentleman, the MP, to find out why we don't have Christmas program money anymore. You know, when we were growing up, they usually have holiday money, and people used to go weed the road and get their little pocket
That's true.
money.
That's true. It also very clean and nice when it come on to those time of the year. It was very clean. The road was always clean and pristine, and they would sweep it and all those stuff. So you would enjoy that new
um,
year coming in.
getting Adelina Smith said, getting the Heart Trust to offer some programs in Newmarket would be a good idea. Um, for the young people, a good platform to sensitize our youth. Well, tell you what, I did invite that young lady from Kilmarnock who is in the Heart Trust, one of um Yvonne Comrie's sister, to come on here, and she had declined at the time, so I'm still waiting to see if I could get her here to talk to us about heart, not just her life, but also about heart. But I know she's
That's true.
working in the heart trust.
And
But
that would be good.
from my understanding, if you start a program for young people, you can do an apprenticeship, and Heart Trust will certify the person, right?
That's true. That's
So
true.
you could send someone to do, and this is something that we have done. Franklin and I, Franklin Brown, who is spearheading the sports development committee, my partner. He we 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 have placed youth in service, find a job for them,
Yeah.
and then at some point we will get them certified through Heart MTA.
And
So
that's good.
if you know a young lady, for example, that needs to do hairdressing, we would go approach a hairdresser and ask her or him to take that child and train him as an apprentice, and then we would turn around and get that person certified by heart.
And
So
that would be very helpful.
it's not that heart has to come up there and set up shop. If there are people who are interested in certain skills, they can speak to us about it, and we will try to match you with someone. Even when I was there in the summer, I was able to match someone with a business person to do work, which we will later certify if he stays in that with that employment that we put him in, that skills training. So that was in construction. So um, if you have young people who are willing, we will help them. We will jump through hoops to find somebody to take them, right?
Yeah.
So there you have it. Anything else? Hey, Shrimpy. They call you Shrimpy?
Yeah.
Um, Giddy Hall. Nice name. Great work, hon. All right. Oh, it's just saying Shrimpy from Giddy Hall. Keisha, ever pretty. That's her name. All right. So I'm gonna let you go. We're riding on almost 10:30. All the clocks in my house show different times. Um, my computer says 10:29. My phone says 10:34. And if you go on the stove, it says a different time. So I need to get all of them working the same accord in one accord. So I'm
Maybe
gonna
they
let
want
you.
me.
Yeah, I need to set all of them. I'm gonna let you go. It's just such a pleasure
Yeah,
to
it's a
have you
pleasure.
here. Do you
Yeah,
have any last word that you want to say to the young people first, and then to your
um,
parents, and then to whoever, your family?
all right. To young people, just follow your dream, follow your passion. Stay, trust God in everything that you do. Stay on the course that is right, and don't follow anything that is fast. During the fast lane, it will be only for a while. So stay on the straight so that you can be successful. Just keep your mind strong and do what is your passion for, because when you're doing your passion, it seems like no work. So I would advise you to do your passion, to work towards your passion and all that. And that's for the
Okay.
young people. And I want to congratulate you, Miss Evadne, on
Thank
your
you.
work and what you're doing for the community, voicing the community. Even this evening, I was talking to Nisha, and she said she get a work off the interview that you have done with her. So your work is bearing fruit already, and I want
Thank
to
you.
thank God for you, and I pray that your strength gather and your business become even more successful
Thank
in
you.
whatever you do, and that. So to my family, I want to give thanks to God for them, and I want to say big up to my brother Romain and Mickey Lawrence, the Monronian. Big him up because we're close. Javon, my brother, we born from the same mother and the same father. Big up to them. Big up to my sister Nisha Monique Lawrence and Keisha Gay there. I want to big them up also. And I want to all continue to big up my extended family. And I want to say once more congratulations to my father and his other and his hard work, his order of
Mhm.
merit, and his dedication in the force for so much years. And I want to say big up to my mother for being a good mom over the years and instilling discipline in us to stay on the right path. And I pray God may bless them and keep them.
Okay. Did you
Yeah.
mention your wife?
Oh, oh, what?
You couldn't sleep in the house tonight.
Wow, that's. Well, maybe it was at the end there. Well, big up to my wife, Julian Lawrence. She's a good wife, growing in wisdom and strength. I pray God may bless her. And her family also, pray God may bless them. And
Yeah.
all her sister Nisha and Tina and Dean, so that God may keep them also. And I pray God may continue to bless them richly. And big up to my son Brandon and to my son Seth and daughter Sarah. And to my nephews and nieces, Samuel and Rachel, and Leah and Isaac. Isaiah, oh no, let's call him Isaac. And big up to Whitney, the producer. What a thing to come off.
Yeah.
And
But it's a
That,
big production. It's a big
yeah,
workup to
that
get you
big.
on here.
Yeah, that's true. She'd have done a lot of nice work, giving us good backdrop and telling us how to set and all that. She's a
All
great
right.
producer. I think producing is in her blood, you know.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, thank you so much. And
Thank you, thank you.
your father and mom both were on here, and I want to tell them thanks for joining, and thanks for all the persons who joined from overseas, and all the persons who joined from Newmarket, and so on and so forth, and those who will share. If you didn't share, guys, remember to share. Those shares, they matter. And remember to go subscribe to the channel. The next time you hear from me doing an interview, you might see me pop in here and do a live, but not an interview. So we're gonna be going on YouTube to do that. All right. So have a blessed night. That's it
Yeah,
from
same to
me.
you.
My
All
name is
right.
Evadne. For those of you who don't know me, I am the founder of this organization, and I intend to take it places. All
That's
right.
true.
Have a blessed night. God bless
God bless
everyone.
you. God bless you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.